What? Yeah, I am. What's going on, guys? How you doing? We're having all kinds of audio issues today, so I'm going through my headset. Hopefully, it sounds okay for you guys. But here on the Crypto Nightcap, we're doing this every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're trying to bring you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use for tomorrow. But I don't do this alone. I'm going to go ahead up and bring my guy FD White. What's up,
What's up?
man?
What's up, man? I can't complain. How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, doing all right. Besides all these audio issues, I had to completely bypass Wavelink. So sorry, guys, if I am crazy loud. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust it. I see the volume, but we're working through it here. But dude, what's up, man? You still staying alive? I hear on Trading Wars, man. How's that going for you?
Oh yeah. Hey man, 2 more weeks. So next week and then the week after that is the championship. So hopefully I can last another couple weeks. Just nickel and diming it, man.
Yeah, dude, that was kind of my strategy on the first go round. I got a little loosey goosey with it this season. I wanted to have a little bit of fun, make the show fun, but that ended up costing me a little bit. And then I ran into Face, who had a crazy day. He had like a $1,300 day, which I haven't seen yet in the positive, and I had like a positive like 400 some dollar day, and I still lost. It is what it is, but I mean that's crazy for an hour and a half. But yeah, man, dude. So what's up, man? Any big stories that you've been reading about? Anything you want to talk about, or actually?
No, man. So far I'm just I had a whole analysis and now Bitcoin's broke through this resistance that I was gonna talk about. So now we gotta assess what's gonna happen before we get to the TA portion. So I'm excited, man. I missed the trade, but crypto nightcap comes first.
See, there you go, there you go. But
We'll
all
wait. We'll wait for the OC retest. We'll see if that comes back and
there it is,
spins the block.
there it is. Oh man, so all the work he did is gone. It's gone. That's all right. Let's go over to the chat. Let's see who's we got in here. Again, I'm sorry that we were a little bit late. My whole audio just dumped on me. So that being said, Mr. J was first in the chat today with the airplane emojis. Mike Plays saying what's up to everyone. Harp, yo, how you doing? Username, he made it. Army Piper, he's giving me the countdown like any good first sergeant should. Retro Mike Tech, how you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Let's see who else we got in here. Alexander G, the best mod in the house. Our SoCal lady, we love you. Much love to you. French Toaster, hola, my man. BC Pork Corp, good evening. Good evening to you, my man. I saw you guys today. I did watch your little your workup show that you guys are doing as your kind of test run before you come on over to the Piper Academy. I'm excited, man. It's going to be awesome. We're doing big things here. Piper, he actually did a podcast with his son this weekend as well. That was pretty legit. Did pretty well, actually, with the views. So go over there, check that out. We are giving you guys content on top of content, and we got another thing kind of in the works right now. We'll see how it plays out, but we got some discussions going. Try to bring you guys some quality long form content as well. So we are just wheeling and dealing here, trying to make this place better, and we're doing it for you. So let's see who else we got. Keeping it rolling, going down here. Bucks in the chat. Where is that alpha boy? Don't you worry, man. It's coming. I got you. And Nikki B. Hi. How you doing? All right. I think about. Oh, did I miss Dave Roy? He said hi, hello, hi. What's up, dude? All right. Let's go ahead and get over to the news. Make sure I got the news up. Yep, of course, everything reset. So now I have to scroll here. But let's go ahead and bring this up. I know this is one of the stories that I wanted to look at here. And that is the Donald Trump actually is considering appointing Elon Musk to a cabinet or advisory position. Now, give you a little bit of background here. One of the things that he was talking about at one point, I didn't actually listen to this conversation per se, was what he did with Twitter, right? He came in, he made it more efficient, he cut the fat, essentially, as we call it in business, and he really streamlined it. And the big thing there is like he made a move with a multi-billion-dollar company, and that translates. That translates into business and being able to recognize that thing. It's a very that is a very desired characteristic for those that are in a
We
leadership
got a
position.
black screen, trade
A
fly.
black screen.
It's
Why?
not popping up.
Of course, because everything reset. All good. I got you guys. I got you guys. Sorry, we're gonna have to work through a couple things together here, just because my whole system reset. So, boom. I bet that works. Here we go. So, not gonna change much for you guys, though. I got to be honest with you. It's just a picture of Donald Trump and Elon Musk on Twitter. But I guess you guys like the visuals, because I like pictures too. It makes it easier for me. All right. On to the next one. Kabisi letter. Now, this one was about retail basically coming back in. Again, I'm going to have to scroll down to it. Here it is. Retail investors are all in. Retail investors' inflows into U.S. stocks jumped over the last 2 weeks to their highest levels in at least 12 months. Aggregate net retail 5-day moving average purchases have more than doubled in a month and hit 1.7 billion last week. All right, man. So let's go over to the duo cam and let's kind of chat about this. What do you think the implications would be for Musk actually taking a position with Trump on his, I guess, part of his team, the cabinet? Do you think that's going to be beneficial for crypto, the markets, or do you think it's kind of a nothing burger for us?
I mean, it'll probably be good for us in crypto, people in tech and whatnot, but I don't know, man. I'm a Elon Musk fan when it comes to certain things, and then certain things, I'm not really too big on. So I don't know if he's like in a position to be making decisions like that. He's a very smart, very influential, very forward thinking. So maybe those qualities will come in and help, but I would have to see it. I would have to see it live in action before I can have any type of real take on it. So I mean, he got a lot of fanboys out there. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, 100%, man. A lot of people in really a lot of people just love Elon. He
Yeah,
is probably one of the most innovative people of our time, and he's really taken action on it. And I think that's what
yeah,
people really, truly like about him, to be honest. And like, I think, you know, I think he has the potential to do like bigger things too when it comes to an
hmm
actual leadership position in the United States. Like, people follow him too, right? Part of leadership is, will people follow you? Like, will
He got
you?
so he got so much. He's doing so much other stuff. Like, when is he gonna
Yeah,
have
you.
time to do this? He's trying to put us on Mars. He's trying to make self driving, cars and self flying cars and all type of other stuff. Like, when is he gonna have time to do all this? That's all I want to know.
I'm still mad at Back to the Future. I thought cars were gonna be flying by 2000, so I'm still holding a grudge for giving me that hope. But yeah, man. I mean, you're not wrong. Is he gonna put America first? Is he gonna jump on that train, or is he gonna still try to save the world and put things on Mars, as you say? So we
Right.
shall see. Over to Piper's favorite segment. Go ahead and cue Elmer, because it is time for our FUD segment. All right. Again, I'm going to have to do a little bit of scrolling here, so hopefully this actually translates for you guys. And let me double check that it is. And just in, Kamala Harris is considering Gary Gensler as Treasury Secretary if elected president, according to Senate sources. I know you guys are super excited to hear that, because Gary has been nothing but a thorn in our side, and that might give you a little insight on where Kamala might be leaning with her policy on crypto, because a lot of people have been waiting for that. I know that some of the policy did come out actually, and crypto was not listed once within the
Right.
document. So that was actually interesting news, to not really take a stance on crypto, but that could be also like a sneaky play, right? Hey, we're not going to say anything until after the election. We'll kind of save those votes, and then after the election, we go ahead and pepper them with all this stuff. So be careful with that one. Again, let me go ahead and scroll down. What did I have on Cointelegraph? I know it wasn't great, but you know what? Probably going to have to skip over it, because again, everything just reset. Let's go over and we'll talk this out on the duo cam just real quick though. What are your feelings there if Gary actually ends up taking that position under Kamala? You think that's a bad thing for crypto, or what's your thoughts there, man?
His track record with crypto is already bad. I'm not too concerned about it. They've been losing loss after loss after loss.
Yeah,
Even like Janet Yellen, like, she's anti crypto for the most part as well. So I don't think him going. I think that's the same role that he's talking about, that you're talking about. I don't think it'll have too much of a bearing on it, but it will be kind of bearish in the short term. But crypto, man, crypto like a roach. Crypto. You can't get rid of crypto. It no matter how much you spray, no matter how many times you clean, you gotta it's gonna keep coming back, man. It's gonna keep coming back. It's gonna survive war, nuclear warfare. You know how crypto is, man. So crypto is definitely here to stay. The people who are in front of crypto making the legislations and all that, they are not. So eventually, crypto is going to win it out.
Yeah, yeah. Let's take a look at the chat, man. Let's see what we got here. BC Port Corp says, "Can we get more of the common man in there? Too much money in positions of power isn't great."
You know what? That's a great. I don't mean to cut you off. That's a great comment, man. Because sometimes Elon Musk is a lot of his takes are good, but I can tell that he's a little bit out of touch. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing, like if the common man or more common people, will come in into some of these positions, but that's not gonna happen. It's wishful thinking. It's not gonna happen, but it will definitely. That's a good. That is a good comment.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. But influential, it makes change and helps with progress, because if you get somebody in there that doesn't have any credibility, a lot of people are like, well, who is this guy? And it's hard
Mm-hmm.
for them to really to implement change. Like you gotta kind of rub shoulders with the right people too. That's kind of part of the game. Let's see who else we got in here. Alex O's in the chat. What's up, bro? How you doing? Much love to you. So happy to see you. I know life is spinning for you, man. You got all kinds of freaking great life events going on, man. I'm just super stoked for you. I got to get over and catch one of your shows in the day, though, man. I'm sleeping during the day, so it's hard for me. But I'm gonna catch up with you, man. I need to, for sure. All right, Retro Mike Tech. What if he influences everyone to push forward with electric cars and banning petrol vehicles? I have worries. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people that get into a position of power do kind of use that to help them when they transition out, or when, whatever interests they have outside of, those actual leadership positions within the government. We've seen that before. I don't know if Elon will take that play, but because Donald is not about the electric cars. Like, he made that very clear. He's like, okay, there's a little place for him, but he used to be anti-electric cars altogether. But if you listen to him speak down at Bitcoin conference, he's like, all right, there's a little place for him, but we still need oil, we still need gas cars. And he basically gave the bird to California at one point. It was like, hey, like that rule that you guys are trying to implement, yeah, that's probably not going to happen. And all right, let's get on to the market update. Let's see what we got here. And again, whoa, you guys don't want into my Phantom wallet, do you? All right. Looking at the Fear and Greed Index, it is currently sitting at 30, which is fear. And the total market cap is over $2 trillion. That is good. It's up 2.65%. Volume over the last 24 hours is 73 billion, which is up 32.2%. Bitcoin dominance is currently sitting at 53.9%, and that is up 0.28%. Economic calendar, FOMC minutes is coming up. That's going to be August 21st. You got Fed Chair Powell speaking on August 23rd. So that'll be some notable events for you guys to just keep on your radar. If you guys really want to get the skinny on that, go ahead, tune into the morning show. Piper does an excellent breakdown of those every day. Over the crypto bubbles for the last day, who do we got hot? HTX is up 10.6%. FET is up 11.9%. SUI up 12.2%. I keep seeing it. Ever since someone requested, I keep seeing SUI or SUI, whatever you guys call this one. I see it a lot on the charts now. Aptos is up 7.2%, PayPay up 7.8%, BNB up 7%, Beam up 7.1%. A lot of movers, anywhere between 6 to 7%. You're going to see a lot of that on the board. WIF is up there. Who's getting hurt right now? Not too many people. Fast Token is down 3.6%, and Zcash is down 2.3%, as well as Notcoin is down 3.2%. Everyone else is looking pretty good. This is the top 100 on Coinbase, if you guys are curious. Over the liquidation heat map, and whoa, all right. So funny thing is, I was gonna say, hey, we have some liquidity up here, and we can see that the price is it has an upward trajectory. It's moving up and right. So wasn't too concerned about this liquidity up here. I thought this was liquidity that was going to get hit first. Yeah, that happened while we were setting up for this. Sweet. So there you go. That liquidity is already cleared out. Let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit. Let's go ahead and look at, a little bit larger time frame. See what we got here. See what liquidity is close. All right, looks like you got definitely almost $1 billion worth, sitting at about 62,850, and price action. If you just take a zoomed out look, it's kind of stagnant. It's kind of consolidating, right? Because you do have a little series of lower highs, but then you have a series of higher lows. So it looks like almost kind of building like not a pennant, but kind of like a pennant. But remember, it came into that position from the top side. So sometimes you want to take that into your analysis when you're looking at how the price action actually comes into a formation there. So yeah, let's go over to, that's about actually what I got for the market update. Let's look over at the charts. I'm going to go and pass it over to FD so I can get my stuff set up since everything poo-pooed on me. And hopefully he's got some stuff for you here.
Yeah, so I mean, I was actually looking at a short-term Bitcoin analysis, and then while we were going through what we were going through, we actually broke out. So what I'm looking for right now is that OC retest. I got 3 levels that we're looking at. I got the 57.8, 57.9. That's a strong area of support. So I was really trying to get long from this area. See, we touched here, we used it as support here, broke through it, used it as resistance, finally broke through, came back to it, it's kind of like a magnet. So we also had this upper sloping trend line, which when I zoomed out a little bit and looked at it, it kind of looked like a ascending triangle, but we were coming from sort of a downtrend. But usually these ascending triangles, especially when the market is moving, like this is one of the patterns, if you're a pattern trader, that you should really, really, really have on your radar, in your in your deck. These ascending triangles really, really break out, consolidate, and sometimes they even signal a reversal. So we're actually breaking out right now. We're at 60,378. I was looking at the top side over here. We had the 3 touches. Usually on a ascending triangle, how I trade them is the 3 touches. You get 1, 2, 3. On the 3rd touch, I'm usually long. We also had this horizontal resistance coming in at the 58,000, well, the 57,900 level. So we had a lot of areas of confluence at this level coming up, but we got a lot of resistance above us. We got the 50-day SMA, we got the 200 a little bit above us. So if we can squeeze to about 62, I'll probably look for a small short, possibly. If we break through that, then I'm just expecting to go back to the top side over here at about 64, which is coming in confluence with the 100-day SMA. And then we'll just be, back in our range. We're kind of back in our range right now. So what I'm looking for right now for a short-term trade possibly is a retest of the 59.8 to 60K area. Let's look at our oscillators, see what we're looking at. This is the hourly. So we had a nice, so we also had, we had a nice divergence coming in at the same spot where we had the upper sloping trend line and the 3rd touch on the ascending triangle. So it was a lot of confluence coming in at this level. So I'm just looking for Bitcoin to hold this 59.8 to 60K level, and we can go from there. And that's really simply put like that. It's really nothing else to really talk about. We just been ranging for so long. The price action has been really choppy, and the market's been kind of boring because we keep seeing these same price levels. But eventually we'll either we'll break out. Just take a little bit of time.
And sorry about that. I think I was on mute.
Yep, there you
There we go.
Yep, there you
So, looking at the 4-hour chart right here, we got a bounce at about 56,546. That was an area we were interested in, and you could see there were some hits of bullish divergence. We got that pop up, and hit an area of resistance that we talked about. This previous area, or this resistance area, is actually the previous support range since February, okay? So you can see I have a range right here. So about 59.6 to about 60,000, we'll call it 61,000, all right? There's a nice range of support. If you zoom out a little bit, go back, this thing is pretty much money since February, all right? There's one time we got underneath of it, but the reason I know that it's important is because look at how it acted as both support and resistance. So when it got underneath of it, that's a scary moment, right? Because you get that retest and there's a potential for it to actually break down. But what you saw was strength going into that move. So you saw the RSI actually moving up. A lot of times when you're looking for a breakdown, you see the RSI or the prime oscillator moving down, and then that will key you in that when you go to this retest right here, you can see that breakdown. So why am I talking about this? Well, this is where we're at right now. We have gotten back into that support range, which is a critical area. And one thing you can see too is the dynamic reactor is now flipping from red to green, showing that we might actually be flipping the trend a little bit. But this is only on the 4-hour time frame. You do have to look at the larger time frames on the daily. FD talked about that. There's still some very, very critical areas of resistance. I'd be very careful with going long here. My play actually that I gave on Friday was this right here. There's this little intermediate area of support that I identified, and I was like, hey, where this green dashed line is, that could be an opportunity to get in because I saw the RSI, the prime oscillator, trending up. Again, that's something I always look for. You got the retest of this area of support, got the bounce, the OC retest. This is what we talk about, and it shot up. So this is what I drew, and this is what happened. Retest, and then boom, came up to the area of what I made on the show red. So remember, I changed this from green to red to show that that was resistant. That was the exit, okay? So that was a play that I gave on Friday, and then I also talked about AVAX. That's a trade that I actually took. I made a couple hundred, I think it was like $250 on that trade, which was a pretty nice play. And really what I was using as confluence was actually Bitcoin. So I found AVAX sitting at an area of support that was kind of long standing, and then when I saw the opportunity here on Bitcoin, I was like, okay, well, Bitcoin is probably going to drive AVAX, and I liked the area that AVAX was at because it was at an area of support. It was more like an area right here, like 56 for Bitcoin. So I made that play. I think that was like at 19 and a half or 20, somewhere around there for AVAX, and that paid off pretty nice for me. So what are we looking at now? Well, you can see this area. This is something I've been looking for a while, right? We got to get over the support range, right? You want to get over the dynamic reactor. That's usually an area that's pretty critical when we talk about resistance and support. You got to break that area, and you got to get over the support range. Now, the problem is, like, if you get up here and you break this area, now you have the value area low to contend with. So it's like, you know, FD kind of pointed it out. It's like resistance after resistance after resistance after resistance, like on both the daily and the 4-hour. The good news is on the 4-hour, you're getting over some of it. You're getting over the 20, the 50, the 100 SMA. That's good, all right? You're getting over this area right here that was the resistance, right, because it flipped, and now it could be support, but we got to wait because we have a pretty nice candle that's building really time now as we speak. So, again, I would be kind of careful with this, but you would look for the retest, the OC retest up here. Just understand that you have the value area low to contend with, and you have the 200 SMA. So unfortunately, what I would like to see, before I feel a little bit more comfortable, is a little bit of consolidation with the price and give the 200 an opportunity to move its way down and find confluence with the value area low, and that will kind of be like, all right, I know there's going to be some resistance there. There's probably going to be a pullback, but then you can put a short-term like fib retracement on it. So what am I talking about? If you're new here, kind of just learning TA, why not put a fib retracement on there? And then once you find that area that you think there's going to be, let's say, confluence, all right, now we start saying, okay, well, what's it going to look like if it pulls back from this area? Let's say that you get confluence between the 200 and the value area low, all right? Let's say you get that, right? You can kind of get ahead of it and be like, all right, well, let's look to see if this thing pulls back, where's a likely opportunity, all right? Well, the 382, there's confluence with a dynamic reactor, the 0.5, and really the golden pocket. I would say really the 0.5 would probably be the better of the two, looking at just the bottom part of the support range. So what does that mean to me? Well, that means that there's a logical play there that you have the fib retracement, all right, and that's kind of lining up with this bottom area of the support range. So you could see something like this, right? Just kind of trying to get ahead of it. See something like that, pulls down, you know, who knows where this is at that point. So you might just see, you know, price bounce there in that area and then move up. But I'm looking for, I would say, resistance in the area of the value area low. Time now with the move that's happening, you can already see it's interacting with the top part of the support range. It is pumping pretty nice. This is a really nice move. But keep an eye on the value area low as well as the 200. That's my word of caution for you. I'm probably going to take this off right there because I want to look for something on the top side of that, to be honest with you. This would be a more comfortable play for me right now, just looking at where there's resistance, where the 200 is. That's probably something a little more realistic. What I would look for, though, in terms of price action, is probably some sort of rejection and at least coming down to retest this area of support, but more likely probably right here before it makes its move up. So keep an eye out on price action. Keep an eye on some of these areas of resistance for Bitcoin, but that's just what I'm looking for personally. I don't have any open trades right now with this move. So, these sometimes when it moves hard and you'll miss these if you're in a long trade. I have a hodl bag. Obviously, that is probably happy, but in terms of like a short-term trade, I'm out. I played from here to here, but it was mainly with AVAX based on Bitcoin making a move. So that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. I'm going to pass it back to FD. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah, I was just I'm trying to look for another trade while we're live, man. I'm looking at this area here. Like I said, at about 61.5 to 62. I want to see how it reacts to that level right there. That's a strong area of resistance. I don't really like taking shorts, but the market's been so choppy, you can make money both ways right now. You have to, waiting for longs, you might be waiting for a minute, or waiting for shorts, you might be waiting for a minute. So my whole thing right now is to try to capitalize on, some shorter term or some shorter time frame moves, and just still wait on the overall, the bigger range to to play out, which we probably have quite a bit of time in order to let that play out. I do have some Ave. I have a render long. Well, that one got stopped out. So I got a few things that I've been looking at, but nothing too much. I know XRP was moving. I made an XRP video yesterday. Got a lot of views. Told people to watch out for XRP, man. I was the good luck charm for XRP yesterday. So shout out if you got in the XRP trade yesterday. I pumped that yesterday with my huge following. So XRP is pumping today, and I'm just looking at some Popcat's up 10%. Here we go. Popcat, Popcat always gonna give you a nice strong move once the market moves. So I only really trade a few coins. I'm just trying to narrow down the coins that I trade so I can kind of know how their personality is, so to say. So I'm trading about 5 or 6 coins on a regular basis. So that's really just the ones that I'm looking at.
Cool, man. Let's come back over to my chart here. Sweet. All right, I got AVAX up because I did take a trade on that. So I was talking about that a little bit and what kind of led me in. Bitcoin was like my leading indicator here in terms of getting in. But this is what I was talking about. This 19.7 area, really, I think I waited to see this wick before I actually got into it. I wanted to see it come up a little bit. So I think when I actually got into it, it was about 20... It was about 20.1 or so. So I did play it up. It was I used about 5x leverage, I think it was a 13% move in total. But I got out here. And the reason I got out is I saw this trend, all right? I saw a series of lower highs, and I was like, all right, that's probably going to be an area of resistance. And we did get an initial rejection off of that area. It did pump up a little bit and then ultimately came down. And now it looks like we're having an actual breakout for AVAX. So where do I think AVAX can go off that breakout of this trend line? Don't be surprised if you do see it retest, but with Bitcoin moving so hard, then this is the area I'm looking for. Dynamic reactor is starting to level out, and then you have this area here. So it's kind of going to be stair-stepped up, though. I mean, really, you could put a line there, you could put a line there, you could put a line there if you wanted to, but this is where I see some confluence in the move, and ultimately, dynamic reactor is telling me I think a move up to, I'd say 22.3 is definitely in play for AVAX here. If Bitcoin continues its move up as well, if it gets over these key levels and really reestablishes the range, then game on for AVAX. I think it can get up in this area before you see some sort of rejection, a true rejection at least. Now, that being said, what would you look for if we do get above this area of resistance, then you're saying, hey, this trend might be flipping for AVAX. That could be a really good sign. That's when we start talking about that OC retest, all right? That's when you see this. I will definitely be looking for this right here. If it gets over this area of resistance as well as the dynamic reactor, then I'm looking for the price action to come up, retest, and then ultimately continuous trajectory up and right for AVAX. I think it's long overdue. AVAX has some really good deals in place with some, big retail giants, we'll say. Just check it out for yourselves. Looking at that, so when I do see this retest, what am I going to do? I do want to come down to the prime oscillator or RSI and start to look and just make sure that it's still trending up and right. It does look like if it does get into the overbought area, you're going to have to see maybe a little bit of a reset, which would be pretty nice, right? Because if you get that reset in confluence with the retest, that could be game on for AVAX to make that move up and right. So prophecy right now is telling us market pumps. I don't know. I mean, I would say right here for AVAX, probably missed the boat in terms of getting in a long position. I wouldn't play it once it's already started to make this move, to be honest with you. But you could look for a rejection here up by the dynamic reactor, maybe a short opportunity. And then if it breaks through, again, look for that retest, and that would be a potential long opportunity. So there's a couple areas. That area there is 22,764. Just for you that are listening. And then I'd say the bottom area of the range is 22.357. If you're looking for support, bottom side of this trend line here is probably about 20.8, and then really the true area of support, the one that got me interested, that's why I have it highlighted green, was 19.75. So if you do get a pullback all the way down to there again, definitely I would set an alert, which I'm going to do right now because I'm all in. I'm not all in, but I'm definitely looking at an opportunity of going long again on AVAX if we do ultimately come back and revisit that area. So let's see, alert saving.
I got a quick. I'm looking at Casper. I know Casper's
Yeah.
a fan favorite over here.
All right, I'll shoot
I'm
it
just
over
looking
to
at the. Okay, yeah, quick Casper. What I'm looking at. So we've been in this range all August, basically. Probably between a little bit 17,184 and 15,432, give or take. So you see this dotted line right here. This is the line I want to see hold in order to go back to the top. So this is basically like the midpoint of this range, that overall range. Let me actually do this, make it a little bit bigger. All right, the overall range that we're in for Caspa. So what I'm looking for possibly for Caspa to look for some type of entry is maybe come down or retest here to the midpoint of the range, come to the top of the range, consolidate, and maybe flag breakout. So sometimes I try to not predict, but try to once you see how a lot of times how these coins move when they get to support or when they get to resistance, you can kind of draw a scenario out, and hopefully it plays out. If it does play out, then I'll be definitely taking that trade. I won't be trading from the midpoint of this overall range. I will be waiting. I mean, I could get risky and try to do it, and then, take my stop here or take half of the trade out and see what it does here, but I don't want to risk that. So I'll probably see if we pop up, if the market stays bullish, see if we pop up, maybe flag under there, and then, take off. Caspa's been, fairly strong these past few weeks, so hopefully that momentum can keep us going and break us out of this range.
right on. Cool. Let's get over to the duo cam. Hopefully that popped up. Want to give a little shout out to Crypto Blood. He's in the house. I don't know if he's still on, but much love, man. Thanks for stopping by, and just wanted to give you a little shout out. So truly appreciate it. Let's see what else we got in here. Let's see what we got in the chat here. If you had 30K, what would you buy? Asking for a friend. See, Alexo always in here with the crazy questions, man. If you had 30K, so it depends. Are you a newbie or are you Alexo? That's the question I got to ask. So if you're a newbie, a lot of times I tell people when they're getting in to kind of split their portfolio up. I would say go heavy on Bitcoin. 50% this is my thing. All right, so take it for what it's worth. 50%, 25% ETH, and then what did I say? Like 20% of like mid caps. Some of the bigger ones, Sol, things along those lines, and then that last bit. You can kind of get into your meme coins or degens. You probably could even lower that percentage a little bit more, but really, I'm pretty big on splitting it up and DCA. So that's what I tell people a lot of times. DCA in, especially if you're just getting started. Trading is really really hard, and statistically speaking, definitely you lose more than you win for those that aren't very experienced. And even those that are experienced, they definitely go through some ruts as well. So be very careful there. 30K. If I had it and I was talking to Alex O, I don't know,
what I'm
man.
doing.
I think I'm big on Cass right now, to be honest with you. I think that's where my mind is at. I actually got a miner, and that's what I'm mining right now is Cass. So kind of a believer in that. We'll see. Could bite me. I let Crux do all the research for me, but no, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think if you were to degen into one thing, I think I'm looking at Cass. I think it just has a good backing, a good fundamentals, and the potential for growth on top of it. It hasn't even hit the major exchanges yet, so I think that's what I would be looking at. What you got?
Me knowing what I know, I'm all in right now. I'm dumping the whole 30K into altcoins right now, into strong altcoins that I've seen perform well during our first run up. I might hold maybe like 5K on the side, but I'm dumping 25 into these strong alts. I probably hold five for some, probably hold four for some maybe some crash little dips here and there. But a lot of these coins are at late 2023 lows. Like if you could go back in time to late 2023, a lot of these prices, a lot of these coins are at those levels. So I like the levels that a lot of these coins are at right now. I'm all in for the most part. I'm all in right now.
Right on. Whew, what was I? Man, I was about to say something. I forgot all what it was. Oh, username. He was like, "Hey, light up the lights, man." Yeah, I'm in a hotel, bro. Half the week I stay in a hotel, so sometimes I throw like a little light, like a color light back there. I'll put that in for you tomorrow. If you're here tomorrow, you will see a colored light behind me. That is for you. You name the color, I got you covered, man. Let's see here. Let's go. I got one little thing to wrap it up with. Let me see if I got that pulled up here. Boom. All right, man. So, tune in to the Piper Academy, the morning show tomorrow. All right. There's going to be a very big discussion on the carry trade involving the yen, though. All right. So, this could carry over into China. That's the bit of information I'm going to give you. But there is going to be a bigger discussion tomorrow on the show. I'm going to have that with Piper and OC guy. But definitely tune in. I think there's going to be some real alpha there. So want to throw that out to you. That's going to be at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time in the morning tomorrow. And C90 for the win. It's all right, man. Golf takes priority. I get it. Welcome to the show. But we're about to be out. So you have to watch the replay. Yeah. Cool, man. We're going to wrap this up. You got anything for the people on the way out?
Be careful this the end of the week, man. We got Jerome Powell coming out. You know, the whole markets is predicated on these rate cuts. So we got to see what he's talking about. He's going to move the markets. He's probably going to come out a little bit dovish, but who knows, nowadays what's going on. So just be on the lookout. But, you got the morning show and we'll be here, every night. So we'll lead up to it and we'll have everybody ready and prepared.
Right on. Yeah, hopefully I can work out all these crazy audio issues. I thought I had it all worked out, and then I downloaded something called Loopback for Mac. Just let you know if you guys ever get into content creation, and if you download Loopback, it stirs up some stuff for your system for whatever reason. So I'm gonna have to go empty all that out. So for you guys that do content creation, don't download Loopback. I promise you. Just use Wavelink. It works. All right. Cool. That being said, thank you guys for all tuning in. Definitely appreciate it. Love mixing it up with you guys in the chat. We're going to be here tomorrow, same time, same place, except we will be on time tomorrow. I promise you that. If you got anything from today's episode, like and subscribe. We truly appreciate it. We're trying to grow here, and we're going to head out, and we're going to see you guys tomorrow. So, later.